Hey there and welcome to Bailey and Curly Unlimited. I'm Curly and we've got a really big show tonight. It's a big welcome to my co-host, Matt Bailey.
Oh, we changed the name, have we, Curly?
Oh, sorry, it's just Bailey. It's Bailey and Curly Unlimited, and that's Bailey and I'm Curly. So
I thought it was Unfiltered. He's changed the name on me.
Oh, it is too. It just shows how professional we are. Unfiltered, undiscovered. We just keep using unwords. Unworthy, unrealised. And, of course, that voice was our special guest for the night. Once again, we've got, and it's a return appearance, so we didn't scare him away. So we've got Tave Bragg as well joining us tonight. So now...
Hey guys.
Now, Matt goes into lockdown about an hour or so after we finish the recording of this. So, and considering that I'm in lockdown, Matt's in lockdown, the rest of Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne are all in lockdown, but that's not what we're going to talk about tonight, are we? And Matt, it's been a big week for you.
It has. Released the Crew Life, the 4 a.m. remix on Friday, which is really cool. Had a bit of a Zoom party with the family and Tay Thursday night. I stayed up to midnight. I had balloons, and as soon as it went midnight, I looked up and there was the song. So I'd never done that before.
Yeah, awesome.
So that was good. And then, did a radio interview with 3D Radio in Adelaide, 93.7. Shout out to the guys, Elvin and Albert, over there, which was really good.
That's so cool. How did that come about?
Well, funny, we actually asked off air because I actually played Crew Life last year, and I was like, how have these guys heard of me? And I asked them, I said, guys, how do you know? So Elvin actually went to school with a guy called Matt Bailey, and he was into his music, and they came across Crew Life thinking it was him. So it was the wrong Matt Bailey.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they ended up liking Crew Life. And then... yeah, so got back and when I did the interview, and that was really cool.
Excellent, that's great news, and it's a good little song. But once again, we're not going to play it tonight, Matt. I feel like we're letting you down, but
it's fine. Everyone's sick of Crew Life, I think.
we'll put the Spotify link in the show notes. So if you haven't heard Crew Life, the 4 a.m. mix, especially all of our fans in South Africa after the George episode, tune into it. So now we've got a very special guest tonight, and this gentleman is what I would almost call a walking musical encyclopedia. And I'm embarrassing him now, so there's no pressure. But Tave's just one of those guys. Music's been part of his life, all of his life, and he's got one of the best record collections known to man, I think. So he's had it valued. It's in order. He's very, very particular around.
Very anal about the record collection.
But and Matt and I talked about protest songs in our last off-the-cuff interview, and we got to thinking, and we thought, well, let's do a couple of shows around protest songs, and who else to bring in the mix and ask to do some research for us than Tave Bragg. Now, of course, Tave's one of the key members out of the Blow Up Sweethearts, and once again, we'll have that link in the show notes. So how are you, Tave?
I'm very well, thanks, Curly. Bailey, fantastic work, mate, with the song. Awesome
Thank you.
I'm good here. I've had a little bit of dental work today, so if I slur my words, it's not from the booze.
Must be the day for it. I went to the dentist today.
There you go.
Nothing done.
Got to keep these smiles, hey?
Just tell me how much I have to come back and spend.
Yeah, no, that's where it hurts the most, right?
Exactly.
In your ass.
Yeah.
So Tave, when we approached you and asked you to have a think about this episode, protest songs of the 60s and 70s, what was your immediate thought when tasked with that?
Well, I thought originally that, that's the two eras where you're going to find the most protest songs. And there are some fantastic protest songs in those two eras, those 2 decades. But while researching this, I realised that there's so many other great protest songs, in the 80s, 90s, and even right now,
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to protest about. So...
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was.
it's got. But I really enjoyed looking. There's a lot of songs I knew, and I discovered a couple of songs that I didn't really know. So
Yeah, and to be honest, when you sent me through some of your research there last night, and I hope I've got it all teed up, ready to go, so we can play snippets of some of the songs. I actually hadn't thought of some of these as protest songs. So, what constitutes a really good protest song?
Well, it's got to be a struggle against something, I guess, and I think the really good protest songs will transcend time. So, we're still fighting for some of those things. So you can still sing them now and listen and look at the words, and they're still relevant today. That's one really important thing.
Yeah,
I think some protest songs are just of a certain era and mightn't resonate as much today. And I think some songs that are classed as protest songs, like The Eve of Destruction, I don't know if you know that one.
No, I don't. Who sings that?
We're on the eve of destruction. No, it's just.
Oh,
really,
yeah.
Yeah, you know that one. It's just really talking about certain things that happen. It's not really a protest thing. I think the other really good thing about that makes a good protest song is that it's almost got to be a pop song, because obviously you want to engage as many people as you can because you want to change their mind. That's the whole idea of a protest song. You want to make a change. You want to make a difference.
Yeah.
And to do that, you have to hit as many ears as possible. And to do that, it's got to be you got to catch the pop punter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be something that takes the protest into the mainstream, I guess, doesn't it?
Exactly right. Yeah.
Now, Tave, we are picking up some high-powered wheeling and dealings going on behind you. There's a little bit of noise, and I'm presuming it's the high-powered executive in the next room.
It is. 1 sec. You guys are getting picked up on the thing here. Can you just? I've done that.
Yes, these high-powered business meetings that go on at all hours of the day. So, that's pretty cool. But so, Maddie, what's your thoughts? This era is well before when you were born, mate. So what you're just about to hear it's almost like ancient history to you, I guess.
It'd be interesting to hear. Like Tave said, it has to be poppy, I think, because you do want more people engaged and to play it as many places that can be played, whether it's the radio, in nightclubs, at events.
Yeah, you want to hit the people who maybe aren't engaged with that.
Yeah,
with that issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Woodstock, was that a good place for protest songs?
For sure, right in the middle of Vietnam War.
Yeah,
and the civil rights movement. Absolutely.
Excellent. Yeah. All right, so let's start off by looking at the 60s, shall we? I was born in the 60s, so it's a great decade. I was born in the middle. The Dragons finished their unbeaten outside their 11-year run as premiers in 1966. So it was
St Kilda won their only grand final.
So it's a great decade. So let's. Where do you want to start, Tave?
Well, I think we'll start with Bob Dylan. Everyone relates Bob Dylan to writing protest songs. I think a lot of his songs, even though people thought they were protest songs, probably weren't. But this first one I'm going to play is definitely a protest song. And what this is talking about, I think, I chose ones, Curly and Bailey, that the lyrics come up on there because I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this first one, it's not actually sung by Bob Dylan. It's a cover by Tracy Chapman because the Bob Dylan version was really bad audio and you couldn't really hear the words.
Both great artists.
Yeah. This song's about how the times keep changing, how once you grow old, the young people, you've got to listen to the young people.
Yep.
It's their future. And maybe not you, Bailey, but Tony, Curly and I are probably past that now. It's not our future anymore. It's the young kids' future. And that's what this song is saying, And it also comes from, I think he's taken a little bit from from the Bible about the meek shall inherit the earth. You see some of the lyrics. It talks about those who are now first will finish last.
Oh,
or
wow.
Those who are now last will end up first. So
Excellent. So let's get some of this playing.
no sound.
So the sound's not coming through?
No.
Okay, that's all right. We always have these hiccups. I'll go again. Share audio. All right.
Accepted that sin, you'll be drenched to the
Start
bone.
it again.
If your time to you is come gather. Come gather round people wherever you roam. And admit that the waters around you have grown. Accepted that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times, they are changing. Come writers and critics, prophesize with your pen. And keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in span. And there's no telling who that it's naming. And the loser now will be later to win. For the times, they are changing. Come senators and congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorways, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls. For the times, they are changing.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, and watching the lyrics there and then tuning into what's going on now.
Exactly. Times are changing, aren't they?
You look at, the American Parliament, for example, and it's dominated by lifelong career politicians. And, that last little bit with senators in the hall, and you're just sort of thinking, how can you be making calls and decisions based around, the future of the world, the future of the planet, the future of the youth? That's awesome. That's a classic song.
Good starter.
Yeah, great starter. So what's up next?
Next, we're going to go with Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son.
Okay.
Which started out as a like a Vietnam protest song.
Yep.
But really, if you listen to the words in this, it's about elitism, and it's about how the rich and the powerful will prey on the poor and the people without, send them off to war or tax the shit out of them or whatever they want to do. One really interesting point about this song, Trump used it in one of his rallies. And he was a draft dodger. For God's sake.
Yeah.
And so Fogarty put I forget what they called, but he put a ban on it so he couldn't use it.
So Creedence Clearwater Revival were not known for their protest songs, or were they?
No, I think this is the only one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see how we go. Let's hope there's no sound hiccups this time.
Chief,
as soon as that one kicks in, you just know it, don't you? It's just been featured in so many movies, and once again, the lyrics just made a huge difference.
Yeah, I thought it's good to have the lyrics, eh?
Yeah.
Really makes you think about it. If you're going to have protest songs, you got to have the lyrics there.
Mate, that's well, two great choices so far, Tave.
Thank you.
The hat's off to you. I'm bowing in adulation. So,
I haven't got there yet.
So Bailey, you'd heard that one before?
I have, but I can't think of where. And like you said, it's been in so many movies. It's probably just been in something I've seen, and it's just slipped by. And now I'm hearing it again. It brings me back.
It's in Apocalypse Now, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I've definitely heard it. And is that in the 70s? That song?
60s.
No, 60s. This is all
still.
60s now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's pretty tight, isn't it? So pretty tight musically, Creedence were. So
yeah, that's a pumpy song, isn't it? I mean, if you don't listen to the lyrics, that's a rocker.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
We're going to go next with Nina Simone. Have you heard of her, guys?
I hadn't actually.
She's a jazz singer. Brilliant. She's no longer with us. Brilliant pianist, but a real civil rights. Yeah, and this song is actually it's two songs put together from the musical Hair.
Yeah.
If you know that musical of the 60s, and this song is about basically like losing your identity, like the slaves did. You know, they were taken away. They were given different names. Lost all their culture, which this song is still relevant today. And she's just singing about how she's got nothing. They've taken everything away from her. It's a really cool clip here. You see she's got her hair like natural hair, whereas around this time most of the African American singers would have had weaves in their hair, like the Supremes. You know, would have been made to look like that. She just went, "Nah, I'm who I am." You know, I'm the daughter of a slave or whatever. So
excellent. Look at
really
the
powerful song.
Look at the amount of views on this video. 61 million views.
She's one of the greatest, man.
Oh.
I can't believe you haven't heard of her.
What's this song called?
This is called I Got Life. So it's the two songs pulled together. The first one's called I Ain't Got No, and the next one's called I Got Life. Yep. So what she does is she talks about everything she's lost. And then you probably won't get to that far, but then she gives you hope. I think that's another good point about a good protest song.
Yeah.
It should give you a bit of hope as well. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just give you a solution, give you here's the answer as well.
Don't just... Sorry, Matt?
And I was going to say, as songs do, they make you not feel alone. So you can get fired up when you hear it because you're not the only one who feels this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Good point, Matty. Good point.
All right, let's go.
Ain't got no home, ain't got no shoes, ain't got no money, ain't got no class, ain't got no skirts, ain't got no sweaters, ain't got no perfume, ain't got no love, ain't got no faith. I ain't got no culture, ain't got no mother, ain't got no father, ain't got no brother, ain't got no children, ain't got no aunts, ain't got no uncles, ain't got no love, ain't got no mind. I ain't got no country, ain't got no schooling, ain't got no friends, ain't got no nothing, ain't got no water, ain't got no air, ain't got no smoke, ain't got no ticket, ain't got no water, ain't got no love, ain't got no faith, ain't got no God, ain't got no wine, no money, ain't got no faith, ain't got no God, ain't got no love. And what about God? Why am I alive anyway? Yeah, what about God? Nobody can take away. I got my hair, got my head, got my brains, got my head, got my eyes, got my nose, got my mouth. I got my eyes, I got my face. I got my arms, got my head, got my fingers, got my legs, got my feet, got my toes, got my liver, got my blood, I've got life, I've got life, I've got a headache.
Wow. Can I just say that was so cool how she went through like everything that she didn't have, and then all of a sudden the tempo sort of picks up, and I couldn't help but smile.
She's got a lot of great practice, so it's really hard to pick one of hers, but if you
Made 3 great choices. Number 4.
Number 4. This one might spin you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is by Leslie Gore. This song was actually written by two men. But this is about emancipation. This is about being freed from imagine what it was like to be a woman in the 60s. Would have been tough. So this is an early feminist song.
Okay.
And it's really, really poppy.
Yeah.
It's powerful, I think.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. You say I can't go and don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say. And please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. 'Cause you don't own me. No, don't try to change me anyway. You don't own me. Don't tie me down. I will never stay. Oh, and don't tell me what to do. No, don't tell me what to say. And please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. Don't tell you what to say. I won't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free. To live my life the way I want. Say and do whatever I please.
Wow.
I love how it's just the same thing twice, but the second time she just reinforces the point.
Yeah. Lifts the tempo, lifts the note.
Can you hear me?
Who's
No,
that?
you got to go.
Is that your mad mate?
It's not my bad, mate. Sorry, guys.
No, you're all right.
No, that's all good. And the other really interesting contrast there is that, Leslie, that's obviously Leslie Gore. That's quite a conservative looking person.
Oh, yes. She looks like the blonde housewife.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
And
yes, I'll do that. Yes, husband, I'll do this. I'll stay home. I'll do this. And then she was like 17 or 18, I think, when she sang that. She said she felt so empowered.
Yeah.
That this young white girl could just get out there and stick it to him.
That's awesome. Had you heard that one, Matt?
I hadn't. No.
Truly?
Okay.
No.
It's an old song, mate. It's 60s.
Well,
Old bastard.
I was just looking up a song that Nina Simone reminded me of, and the song I looked up was actually released in 1970.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz by Janis Joplin.
Oh, great song.
Fucking great song.
Yes. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?
Have you heard that, Curly?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a cappella is
Yeah.
incredible.
Alrighty, so we're up to the last one, I think. Are we? Yeah, last
Yeah.
one for the 60s. Now, we've got to go to pains to say there's no ranking here. It's just five.
Well, I'm going to
great-
pick this one as the best one.
Okay, so I just
Save the best to last.
Yeah.
just totally contradict what I've just said. That's all right.
Sorry, Curly.
So there's no other rankings apart from this one, next one, which is the best one.
Well, you did say to me, pick one that sums it up.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So tell us about this one.
Well, this one is just for all the downtrodden. And you know how we said before that if it gives you hope, it makes it even better.
Yep.
This one does too. It just says, look, if you stick with it, stick with the cause, a change is going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It'll explain itself, this song. It's fantastic song.
all right, let's do this.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
That video clip's quite striking, isn't it? Just all those.
It seems like it's from 2020.
Yeah. That's this is absolutely one that just keeps. We're still fighting the fight for whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever the issue is. Yeah.
That's the 60s, and can I just say, fantastic job, Tave. That opened my eyes up to some of that, the songs that I knew, but I didn't really sort of tweak that they were protest songs. So,
yeah, well, I think they are. I mean, there might be people that argue that some of them aren't, but you know, I'm trying to put the case forward for each one.
absolutely. So, Bailey, you missed a great decade in the 60s, my friend.
I did. 60s seem pretty good from what I've heard.
Well, we missed it too, Kelly, didn't we, really?
Oh, no, those 5 years were... No, you're absolutely right. So let's move on to the 70s. The 70s were known as disco. There was a bit of punk in there.
Now punk, hey?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Oh, yeah. That's my era. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But interestingly, you haven't chosen any punk songs.
No, I had them in my short list.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a spot for them.
Yeah. It was interesting to, I was, once you sent these through last night, I went into the spiral of YouTube, and of course I found some of those great classic songs those protest songs. I think I posted one on my Facebook page for the Go-Go's, you know.
Yeah.
But I was listening to EMI by the Sex Pistols, and you listen to the lyrics of that, and you know, there's a song. There's two sentences there. I think it goes, "And blind acceptance is a sign of stupid fools that stand in line," and of course they're talking about EMI. But how potentially relevant is that today? You know, just whichever side, whatever cause, we just accept it, and we're sort of moving on. So Sex Pistols were awesome, but you didn't choose any. So let's start the 70s.
No, I struggled. There was a couple there that I thought I was going to put in, but it's hard. You gave me a hard job. I had to pick 5, man.
Yeah, 70s were a big year for protest.
I just felt I couldn't leave the other ones out, I guess.
Well, as speaking of protest, ours has just started here in Melbourne 6 minutes ago.
Yep.
So what an episode to do protest.
Perfect timing, Curly.
Absolutely. So, Tave, where do you want to start?
I'll just go the order I gave them to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Imagine the first one?
I can make it the first one.
No, mate. Oh, okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Well, this is one of the greatest songs ever written. Protest song or not.
Let's Get It On.
No, it's not Let's Get It On. It's What's Going On.
What's Going On?
So why this one?
Well, I'm just as a song, it's a great song. I mean, it's got one of the best bass lines ever by James Jameson, who's one of my favourite bass players. I'm showing my age. And I don't know if you know any of other Marvin Gaye songs. He wasn't a protest singer. He wrote pop songs. You know, he was in the Motown label. It was all dancing, happy. You know. And what happened was, these guys from the Four Tops, I don't know if you heard of that's another old band, another Motown band. They happened to be playing a gig at the same time. There was these protests about the Vietnam War, and some kids got shot. They called in the National Guard and they shot some kids. And he just said to himself, he's the guy who wrote the song, not Marvin Gaye didn't write it. He said to himself, what the frick is going on when we're sending our kids, you know, over to this foreign war?
Yeah.
And then we're also shooting them at home because they're protesting, you know. It was a moment in his time. So he wrote this song, but the Four Tops didn't want to sing it because they were all doo-wops. And then Marvin Gaye got it and changed the melody, and that's what it is now.
Excellent. Let's
3, 4. Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. Oh, it's not the answer, for only love can conquer. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving. Oh, yeah. Take it sight, punish me with brutality. Talk to me, honey, so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Well, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Ooh.
Now, did Marvin Gaye sing Sexual Healing?
Yes.
Oh, he did, yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, a complete contrast. And once again, that is just such a smooth song that the lyrics just sort of blend in with the music. And it's only when you actually tune into the lyrics that you actually get that there's pain there.
That's right, yeah. He also sang Heard Through the Grapevine.
Yeah.
That's his other one.
People dress nice in the 70s.
Not once we get to 77, 78, mate. Not once we get to the punk era.
Oh, man. The punk
72,
era.
that one.
Yeah.
So.
We might have
Okay.
to look at the 5 most influential punk songs in an upcoming episode.
Oh, yeah, you got to do an episode on punk. Don't give that one to me, though. Give that one to you guys.
Yeah. All righty. So, John Lennon.
Classic.
Oh, look, you can't leave this song out. I mean, it's 22 lines, and every line is got a great meaning, and I think actually Yoko should get some credit for this, because apparently he was inspired by one of her, I don't know if it was her books or something called Grapefruit, where she talked about imagining a better world. So, but she never got the credit. But I read one statement by someone who said this is basically almost the Communist Manifesto. It's just saying we don't want any religion, we don't want any countries. We're all just one together, working together. So
If only.
if only, yeah. So I mean, I couldn't leave it out.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows it, but
Yeah.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No immigration too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be one.
You can't talk during that song, can you? I think no matter where you are, when that song comes on, everyone just shuts up, contemplates, thinks about life. It's like, imagine, like, what
imagine.
Yeah, like,
No pun intended.
yeah. I mean, the thing with you musicians is the power that you have, not just in the now. It's like, obviously, John was assassinated far too early in his life, but you know, his legacy just lives on and lives on in such a powerful way. Yeah,
he wasn't a perfect individual either. You know, he had some faults as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just a great song.
yeah.
Did you notice the guys playing in the band had like these other faces on the back of their heads?
No, I didn't.
So they got these, like, I don't know if they're masks or something, so like they're two-faced. I don't know what that means, but probably something Yoko dreamed up.
Yeah, absolutely. Just I
love Yoko.
Yeah, an amazing musician, and once again, we just see. So you know, it's interesting. You say that, not the perfect human being. I haven't met one yet. But musicians are really, you know, and poets are very similar, and a lot of authors are the same. They get their stuff, what they want to say, out to the world, and then live with their own demons and their own imperfect lives.
True. Very true.
Yeah. So are we going to put a dance remix of Matt Bailey onto Imagine from John Lennon?
That'd go off in the clubs, wouldn't it?
In the Mount Gambier.
Doesn't matter how you spread the message.
That's it.
All right. What's next, Tave?
I think we're going to go with Joni Mitchell.
Yeah. I can't. Oh, tell me about this song.
Well, it's an environmental song. It's the first one I could find.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a,
Is
an
that Big
earlier
Yellow
environmental song.
Big Yellow Taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You know this one because it was covered by Counting
Crows, yeah. And they put up a parking lot.
That's it. You know how she wrote this? You know what inspired her to write this? She was doing a gig in Hawaii. She flew in, spent the night. Next morning, opened the curtains, and she looked out. She could see the mountains, the volcanic mountains of Hawaii, and how green and beautiful they were. And then she looked down, and there was just car park for miles. And she went, "What the fuck? Why are we paving over this paradise?"
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So this is a really good clip too because she plays this live. It's just amazing. And I just love the little verse at the end. If we don't get to it, doesn't matter, where she talks about how the big yellow taxi is going to come and take away her old man. So she's obviously done, she thinks she's done something. So it's talking about personal loss as well as losing the environment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's 7 minutes long, so I don't think we will get to the end. But
that's fair enough.
But the link for all of these YouTube clips will be in the show notes. So encourage you all to have a bo peep. So let's hear Joni Mitchell.
There's a little bit of a lead up to Curly, so I don't know if you want.
All right, stay here for another hour.
It's been shooting for half an hour.
So 70's.
Paradise, put up a parking lot. With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Now they took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charged all the people $1.50 just to see them. I said, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away that DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, believe me, the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard that screen door slam. And a big yellow taxi come and took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard that screen door slam. And a big yellow tractor come and took away my house. It took away my land. I said, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Just the range of the voice there is just fascinating, isn't it?
Curly, sorry, just play the. It's almost at the end. I think there must be another song.
Okay.
Listen to at the end the range of the voice.
Put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a great
What a
track.
legend.
Tave, I don't know about you, but one thing I'm noticing looking back in the 60s and the 70s is the different microphones, man. They were very different back then.
I know, right? What is that thing?
What is that?
I know.
Here we are changing the world, and Matt Bailey's
right.
focused on the visuals from the microphone.
I agree with Bailey. I focus on that shit all the time too. And the gear.
We're gear sluts.
Oh yeah, man. Like, what is it? It's like something that you'd read the news through. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Just a metal rod thing bent with like the circle thing on the end.
I also like just how casual it is. Like she just comes out, talks a few things, tunes up a bit.
Yeah.
And they all stood up after like she sang the first line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she waited. She didn't keep going.
Yeah.
So how's that for live performance, stage presence? She waited till they finished clapping and then went on with the next verse. So the words are important.
Yeah,
sure
absolutely. So there's 2 songs left, and I know the one that my wife wants you to finish with, but I'm not going to put any pressure on you there, Dave.
Well, I'll do that then. I'll finish with that one. So we'll go to the other one.
Tom Robinson, is that right?
Now, Bailey mightn't know this guy. He wrote a song called 2468 Motorway. Tony, you know that one? 2468 Motorway.
Yeah.
Down. So he's right in the middle of the punk era. You can see this is 1977. And he was openly gay, which was pretty scary in that
especially
period.
in the 70s, yeah.
In the 70s.
Mm.
And he formed a band with 3 straight guys. And he was really inspired by we talked about punk, how they were just straight up, like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They were just straight up. That was their protest songs. And so he thought, well, stuff it. I'm going to sing about how the police, the brutality against how they shut down all the gay clubs and they bashed them. And the second verse is really cool. In this, they talked about how the straight world had Playboy magazine, Penthouse magazine, the bloody Sun newspaper, page 3 girls, you know, always had the tits out. And the gay people only had one magazine and they weren't allowed to have any nudity in it.
Truly.
That's so wrong. That is so wrong.
And just as an offside as we do this, if anyone wants to look at the song, you'll find in the little stream that comes up next, him singing the same song as an older man in about 2016 when Theresa May is the Prime Minister of London. He's out in front of 10 Downing Street because she voted against, I think, gay marriage and stuff like that. So he's out there singing the same song.
Wow.
And I can't find an earlier LGBTQI song, protest song. So that's why I put it in there.
Played this song to the Manchester Police Force. The British police are the best in the world. I don't believe one of these stories I've heard about them raiding our pubs for no reason at all, lining the customers up by the wall, picking out people, knocking them down, resisting arrest as they're kicked on the ground, searching their houses, calling them queer. I don't believe that sort of thing happens here. Not likely. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Pictures of naked young women are fun in Tidbits and Playboy, page 3 of the Sun. There's no nudes in Gay News or One magazine, but they still find excuses to call us obscene. Read how disgusting we are in the press. The Telegraph, People and Sunday Express. Molesters of children, corrupters of youth. It's there in the paper, it must be the truth. So try and sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way.
can hear in his
He's
voice.
pissed off, eh?
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed, besides the microphones, obviously. Yeah, you could tell he was like really, like, especially when he came to sing that chorus, you could tell he
Yeah.
wanted to stick it to him. Yeah.
So what sort of following, just as a matter of interest, Tave, what sort of following would the Tom Robinson band have had? I mean, that's a tough
They
era.
played at the. Did you hear about the Secret Policeman's Ball? It was a big concert they put on. He played it at that.
Yeah.
That song, the BBC wouldn't play it
Yeah.
on the radio.
Wow. So, kudos to how courageous is that? The world's going punk, and he's openly standing out there in a world that's not accepting of his sexual preferences. And oh man, that's awesome! What a song,
Yeah,
mate!
like that one.
You have excelled. You certainly have excelled. And let's talk
I'll
about
agree with
this
that.
last one.
Well, I mean, it's another perfect song. Every line is perfect.
What is it? I can't.
It's called "I Am Woman" by Helen Reddy. She's an Australian. She went to America and made it big in America. She's only recently died. They made a movie about her.
Oh, cool.
She wrote this song because of all the, and this is like the Me Too movement, mate. She had a tough time in showbiz at the start. I read one little part where she said she would be like the starter for a comedian. She didn't say who. It was some famous comedian. She would be the act at the start, and she'd finish her act. And as she was walking off stage, he said to her, "Just take all your clothes off and wait in the dressing room."
Whoa.
What?
Take all your clothes off and wait in the dressing room. So she thought, I'm sick of this bullshit. And so she reckons it came to her in a dream. She was just lying in bed one night and she thought, I am strong, I'm invincible, I am woman.
Yeah.
Just those words kept coming over and the song came out. One for Shaz.
I am woman, hear me roll, in numbers too big to ignore. And I know too much to go back and pretend. 'Cause I've heard it all before, and I've been down there on the floor. No one's ever gonna keep me down again. Whoa, yes, I'm wise, but it's wisdom for the pain. Yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can do anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman. You can bend but never break me, 'cause it only serves to make me more determined to achieve my final goal. And I come back even stronger, not a novice any longer, 'cause you deepened the conviction in my soul. Oh, yes, I am wise, but it's wisdom for the pain. Yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can do anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman. I am woman, watch me grow, see me standing toe to toe, as I spread my loving arms across the land. But I'm still an embryo with a long, long way to go, until I'll make my brother understand. Oh, yes, I am wise, but it's wisdom for the pain. Yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can face anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman.
Finally, an SM58, Bailey.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is that the microphone?
Yeah.
So here I was going to say, and forevermore, that would be the anthem for the empowering women movement.
It's great, isn't it?
And
another interesting thing about that clip is you notice they never give a full front close up. They only go from the neck up because she had a crochet top on and her nipples were showing.
Oh, okay. Truly fancy that.
Yeah.
It's and once again, it starts off so meekly in you know, and you know, I was at an international women's event probably 2 or 3 years ago. And it's always interesting after you've been to an event where there's probably been a little bit too much champagne drunk and that song comes out. So it's not sung meekly at that particular stage of the...
Yeah, actually, my mad mate Matt, Matty, made a good comment. He said, imagine like Janis Joplin or one of those people singing that with the power of that, you know?
Yeah.
Because it is sung meekly, but I mean, you know, it's fine.
But it's the words and the song, and it's just there's power there. So, so Tave, well done, mate. Sensational. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
That was good.
So so I hope the listeners have enjoyed that. We've gone through 5 protest songs of the 60s, 5 protest songs of the 70s. We're going to continue this sort of series. We'll pull out a decade and we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll just stick to 1 decade a session, Matt. Sounds good?
Yeah.
So you're all over this American Idiot. So is that right? Have I said that right? American Pie?
American Pie. But like the one thing I learned from this, and I really enjoyed it, was the change in the 60s to 70s, which we'll then see when you go from the 80s to 90s, because that was a big movement as well. Like when I'm talking Beastie Boys as well in the 90s.
Oh, yes,
you know,
let's do it.
Fight for your right and all that sort of stuff. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So, Tave, we haven't scared you off from being a guest again?
Oh, I love it, guys. I love having a chat about this sort of stuff.
All righty.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Send me down another wormhole.
Yeah.
Well, with your permission, guys, I'll look after the 80s.
Yeah. Like it. You're an 80s boy.
Yeah,
I remember.
Absolutely. It might be a little bit less known, or I might have to do a little bit of depth here, but the 80s that I knew were a little bit more focused around independent music, but we'll see how we go.
You'll be great, Curly.
I know.
I'll learn something from your 80s stuff. Yeah, I will. Serious. It'll be good.
And then, Matty, as you start to develop in the 90s and the 90s, we might look at what you can bring to the party with protest songs. How's that?
That's cool.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We've just topping the hour now, believe it or not. So it's been a fantastic episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. For all of those people that enjoyed, please share it with others that you know will enjoy it. Huge thanks to Tave Bragg from the Blow Up Sweetheart. So once again, that link will be in the show notes. Congratulations, Matt Bailey, on the 4 a.m. remix of Crew Life, available now.
Matty.
On Spotify.
Go hard with that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks, Curly. And big congrats, Curly and your wife, Sharon, on the marathon.
Yes.
Yeah, the
well done.
Australian Outback Marathon. We didn't get much of a chance to talk about just general shit, and that's probably a really good thing. So, so if you've loved the episode, guys, leave us a review, share it around, and if you've hated it, leave us a review anyway. We don't mind bad reviews, but I'm pretty certain you would have loved this one. So thank you all very much for listening. And from me, Tave, and Matt Bailey, that Matt Bailey guy, we shall see you all again next time. Bye for now.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Ciao.